The white people are people of color.
Oh no, this one.
They are.
This
Fuck
slapped.
it.
This
Fuck
slapped.
it.
I haven't even seen this,
The
but
word-
I know it slapped. Okay.
It did. Fuck
Oh
yeah.
my god. By the way, people are unironically asking what your skincare routine is.
Oh, I'll give you all my skin after we watch this.
Okay.
White light is made up of a bunch of different colors on the visible light spectrum. The word white functions as a color in every single language that I speak, so I'd appreciate if the racism against white people stopped immediately. White people are people of color. Stop trying to marginalize their voices. Stop trying to silence white voices. White voices matter. White lives matter. White people are people of color, so stop excluding them from the fray.
Love that.
Period.
That was you changed my mind.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I just had to educate
yeah.
you a little on visible light spectrums.
Yeah, no, that was brilliant. It was,
Thanks.
you had to go to the sciences.
Yeah.
You have to
But
go to the
trust
hard
the science.
sciences.
Trust the science.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
See, that's the real thing the CDC should have told us.
Done.
That white people are a color.
Yeah.
So
If they had
stop
done
the
that,
anti-whiteness.
dude, if they had done that, people would have stopped dying of COVID in March. I don't know how, but it would have helped.
So yeah, no, I think that I mean, if we're gonna be serious about it, no, I think that like oppression on the virtue of whiteness is not a real thing. Obviously, because whiteness as a concept is like built around dominance and exclusion. That's why, Barack Obama is not considered a white person, but a black person.
He leans into his blackness. He doesn't. My friends don't even know
There
that
is not
he's
a
mixed race. He totally leans into
It doesn't
his
because
black
it doesn't
side.
matter. Like
No,
no one would ever
no,
be like
but-
Barack Obama's white.
But
you know
no,
what I mean?
but if he's the one who says he's black, etc., etc. He doesn't say he's mixed race. So no, he's not white, and he's not black. He's mixed.
I mean, but it doesn't matter. Even if he said he's mixed, you're pro logic. You're saying like everyone that's everyone that's mixed does this say they're biracial. No, but so the point is, it comes from the one drop rule, right? I mean, you know this. I think like you were educated in America.
Yes,
I
but
don't
I'm
know.
not living in slave time, so I've moved on.
I know, but like that's where that comes from. It's not like it changed. You
Well,
know
what do
I
you
mean?
mean? Like if someone's considered black or not? You're saying?
Yeah, I mean it's a fundamental part of like American societal development. It came with the preservation of slavery early on, and all of the fucking attitudes haven't changed. Like you're black, and the reason why you're black and not
Thanks
something
for
different.
telling me, Hasan.
No, I mean I know you know
That's
this,
what I mean now.
but like the reason why the reason why Barack Obama is black is because he has at least like one drop or more of black genes in him that slavers
Well,
a very long
a
time
lot
ago
of black
decided.
people don't think biracial people are full black. That's kind of a new movement. So, are you speaking for the black kings and queens?
So there's a lot of like intra-community fighting on shit like that. There's also colorism, yada yada.
So you're just talking.
I personally don't give a shit. Obviously, it's not my business per se. I do watch. Felix and I both watch from afar.
You do. Just to keep in the culture.
We are. Yeah,
I think I'm
we
gonna
are.
get involved soon, though.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
be like the CIA in Syria and just start funding all different types of groups.
Yeah.
I think it's time. I think everyone needs to hear from me on this issue.
Yeah, I agree.
But ultimately, yeah, it's just like that's the reason why whiteness in and of itself is not like something you can call out unless you're like a huge bitch. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that fucking cries about like white people being attacked is like on the basis of being white and not on the basis of being like a worker or any other kind of like actual fucking marginalization is a huge bitch.
For
100%.
me, it has to do with we can't talk or even make a joke about anyone else, but you can you can hate speech, which I don't believe in, white people, and you're not consequenced for it at all. So
Because it's not real.
It's right
It's not
in
real.
your. What's not real about it?
Hate speech against white people is not real. 100%. Like, if it was real, then like it can't be real because it's about dominance. Like whiteness is not a real thing.
You're. I don't believe white people are supreme to everyone else, but you do, or you believe that
No, I
society
don't think.
makes them.
I don't
supreme?
think. white
I'm not a
people
white supremacist.
I don't think white people are supreme to anyone else. What I'm simply stating is that whiteness as a concept, historically and in contemporary society, is used as the dominant class of individuals. And whiteness as a concept has expanded throughout history. There was a time when Irish people were not considered white. There was a time when Greek people were not considered white. There was a time when Polish people were not considered white.
Italians, yeah,
Jews,
everyone.
Italians, right? So that concept is expanded to create a larger in-group. Now Hispanics are considered white as well. You
By
have white
y'all.
Hispanics. So, have you met a Cuban person? They definitely consider themselves to be white and are very white in general, depending on...
See, and I also don't attach certain qualities to skin color. Like, this is a whiteness. This is
No,
this
I
is
know, but
functioning
as a
whiteness.
political concept, that's where the history comes from, and that's precisely what it's being utilized as, ultimately, and that's exactly the reason why, from a political point of view, it's like hate speeching someone against white, hate speeching people for being white is ridiculous, and that's why everybody intrinsically understands that it's ridiculous. That's why, like, most white people would laugh when you say someone is a C word. I can't believe I'm saying C word now because I don't want to get banned, but that's the reason.
Well, we'll move on so we don't get you banned.
No, it's fine. I mean, I as long as you don't call someone the C word.
Got it.
Well, dude, you just showed us a video of you being a white supremacist. What do you mean?
Oh, I think he means like the white
Oh.
people of color video. I think that's as somebody who constantly says things that I know are going to like upset people or like get a reaction. It's just like the type of person I am. I can tell when someone else is doing that. Like you didn't really. I don't believe that you got up and you're like, oh, I've realized this thing that white people.
We all
are
know
people.
I was making a
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Unless you're...
No, I'm saying that you're not making. I'm saying that it's like you're like, damn, I know this is really gonna get people.
But I'm
gonna get yelled at, and I want to get yelled at.
I
Like,
mean,
don't
it was
really-
funny and
Yeah.
pushy, but
Yeah.
I mean, I stand by my...
Do you think you could be like anti? You think you could be bigoted against straight people?
Straight?
Yeah, straight people.
I mean, sure. I think you could be have something against straight people. Yeah.
Like if someone was like fucking breeders, like, do you think that that's like hate speech?
I mean,
the
I don't
same-
believe in hate speech. So any way you toss
But
and
but
turn
like,
it-
would you make a defense of like people being anti-straight in the same way that you did for people being anti-white?
Only if people weren't allowed to make gay jokes, then I sure as hell would.
So you're saying heterophobia is technically you're strategically saying heterophobia could be real if homophobia is real.
Yeah.
Do you think homophobia is real?
I think there's people that hate gays, yeah, and I think there's gays who have things against straights as well. I mean, I don't see that as often as the anti-white stuff.
You think there's gays
but-
against straights?
Huh?
You think there's like actual heterophobia?
I don't know, but I think there could be for sure.
I mean, it's like, but you understand, right? It's like the default is like considered straightness, right? So that's part of the reason why it's like ridiculous if someone was like, oh, I can't believe they're making fun of breeders or making fun of cishet people. Like, it would just be ridiculous.
Well, there's a lot more straight people in the world than white people as well, so... I think
What?
white people are a global minority, technically,
Well,
so... I think white people are a minority. They're a global minority.
But that's because whiteness in and of itself
Oh, because you're saying... But
is built on purity. So the
Right.
only way to preserve whiteness or white people is literally by making sure that miscegenation doesn't happen.
But this whiteness concept, whiteness as being like a belief or what I reject that and attaching that belief system to a skin color.
But let me put it this way. He's just saying like how America like moves the goalpost for like what is white, where it's like, all right, we got to like expand it for this people like they did with like Irish people and like Jews and shit.
yeah.
Just like that, it's in the same way that like if you're a Chinese guy in China, that's being white there kind of. Or if you're like if you're a Gulfi in Saudi Arabia, you're white there.
right.
Same deal. You know?
Dying
Like,
to go
it's
to
just the
Saudi,
default
yeah.
mode. It's
Right,
the
right, right.
default in group, whatever the default like character class is. You know what I mean? That's just whiteness here in Western, in America especially, because like the concept of black and white is like pretty American the way that we understand it. It's like unique, and that is it just means you're in the in class, that you're in the dominant in group.
Okay, well, you keep hating on white people whenever you want. I'll defend them, but don't get mad when I make a joke about someone
Okay,
else.
but how? Okay, can you tell me an example of how you would defend the white race then, if it is a race, without like coming across like a Nazi?
Well, no, if I mean,
miscegenation, there's no problem with that, right?
there was a literal genocidal Twitter space where a
Genocide.
group of people.
He's talking about my group chats.
It's real. Y'all, they were calling for white people to literally be exterminated, like sent to camps, literally. And you might think it's funny. They were.
You think it's funny though?
No, I was
it's
no,
funny,
but
too.
I think
no
that's
shot.
wrong.
You think that's
But you know that they're not gonna get it together. They're not.
Well, they're
doing
not. No, they're not going to do. But I'm
Yeah.
against that type of like. It's not cute.
okay. But notice how you immediately went to like what the other side is saying and your reaction to the other side. Is there a way where you can assume a defensive position to defend the honor and sanctity of the white race without coming across like a Nazi?
Sure, just like people defend the black race, defend the Latino.
So you're saying white pride, like as opposed to black pride?
No, if you can have black pride, then you don't have to hate on white people, or white persons shouldn't have to hate themselves either.
Well,
You're not a white supremacist just because you think, oh shit, I don't take responsibility for what my ancestors did, and I don't hate my skin color. That's not being a white supremacist.
That's not what we're talking about, though. No one should hate their own skin color. That's ridiculous. But why do you think there's a association with white pride and white supremacy? Do you understand why there's an association with white pride and white supremacy?
Oh yeah, I understand.
Because they're fucking culture vultures. Because they're fucking culture vultures. They saw black pride, they saw black power, and they were like, that shit's good. We gotta do it ourselves. And that's why they were like, white power.
If you can have black pride, if you can have Latino pride, if you can have this, that, the other pride, then you can have white pride.
But we got to go back really far, right? Got to go back World War One. This is where everything got fucked up before that. This is really what fucked things up, right? Because it was like, okay, what's the biggest white group in America? It's Germans. Germans took over. Every American's German. Germans, though, when they were showing up, they had their own shit. They took over Wisconsin. They were doing cool shit. They had their own thing going all over the place. World War One happens. This war that America should have never been involved in. We have nothing to do with these fucking cousins fighting. We have nothing to do with it. But they whipped everyone up.
Terrible war. Destroy the Ottoman Empire.
Yes.
Not good.
Fuck that war. They whipped everyone up. They whipped everyone up against the Germans. They're like, it's the fucking Germans' fault. Fuck them. And all these Germans in America were like, we're not German, we're American. And they give up everything. They have no more identity. And then time passes. And then, they can't go back to being German. They can't wear the fucking lederhosen and eat the sausage and do all the shit, the sewer socialism. They can't do that anymore. So if they're getting into any ethnic pride at all, they're just like, pan-whiteism. And it's stupid because it's like all those countries they're born to fight each other. Mm-hmm. All the European countries, they all hate each other.
Even though they're all quite literally directly related to one another, especially the royal classes are fucking each other and they're all cousins at the same time. Yeah. So much so that they have their own genetic inbreeding diseases that you can trace back to specific royal families. Anyway.
But I'm just saying every place has something to be proud of. Germans should be into being German.
I totally agree.
Even I
totally
think that
agree.
It's all their shit's cool.
So that's what the difference is, though.
People, but their shit.
People can trace back their lineage, and almost all white people, even if they have become Americanized after a million fucking generations of being here, can trace back their lineage to a specific country. White people are like, I'm German and Irish, blah blah blah, right? You know what I mean? If you're living in Chicago, you're Polish. Doesn't matter what you are. If you live in fucking the tri-state, you're Italian. Doesn't matter what your background is. You're just fucking Italian. Massachusetts, area, New England, Irish, and a cop. That's where all the cops come from. So the point is, black people obviously don't have that because of racism and slavery.
We can't trace our
Can you trace your roots back to what specific country it
when
comes
my
from?
ancestors sold us into slavery? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't do that because of chattel slavery, which is why it was a collective identity created from the intergenerational trauma and having to, associate with a new thing. But that's it. But that is the main difference between people having, pride or black pride and white pride. That's the main difference is that the oppressor taking on the SJW shit of an actually oppressed group.
I wasn't championing white pride. I was championing not hating on white people in the same way you shouldn't hate on any other race. And if you do want to hate on white people, don't cancel someone from work for making a comment about someone else. And I stand by, and there's nothing, like, that's my view.
I'm of the personal opinion, I mean, really the only guy who thinks this, that all races should be friends. The first guy to ever say that.
Dude, it's so good. So fucking good, dude. It's me!